everyone. Thanks again for shooting into Sin's workshop. Alright, today we're going to be talking about Auxiliary London 2039. I didn't like it. That's not to say it's a bad story. I think the story is interesting. I do. You know, it follows a detective. He gets called on this murder scene, and something about it just isn't quite right. So then he starts to think that this, not the CEO, but this augmented corporation, Augmetech, I think it's called. Pretty much, they can give anyone, new limbs to new eyes. Pretty much, they can do anything. You want a new nose? We'll get it for you. You want a new arm? Well, we got it for you. That's kind of what the company is. He thinks they're hiding something. And they also make androids. Now, these androids are super lifelike. And it's a whole lot of weird stuff. Then he discovers his partner on the case dead. Like, his face is just gone. There's like a hole. And they're like tiny little prints from something that was probably printed from the 3D printer that was created and killed him. It's interesting. There are interesting parts to it. I just didn't like it. And this is why. Okay, so Detective Drumler, he has a lot of issues with women, clearly. His wife left him, his kid's dead. He has a lot of issues with women. He's a little bit of a misogynist and he's a sexist. And, which is funny because he gets turned on a lot by women in power. Yeah. My issue here, ooh, my lip is bleeding. Yeah, it's fine. You don't care. I just think there wasn't anything redeemable about him. You kind of want to feel bad for him because, his wife left him to join a cult of people who are just like against machines taking everyone's job. Because that's it. In this world, by this time, machines have taken everyone's job. So now everyone gets a monthly stipend to cover rent and bills. And, if they have children, you also get stipends. But it's not like, oh, you get an extra bit for every single child. It's like, no, you have children, this is how much you got. Make it work, So she's part of a cult who's kind of against that. That's okay with me. That's not a pretty bad cult, if you ask me. It's just people who want to live off the grid. They want to make their own food. They don't want to have to rely on technology for anything. What could go wrong? Except for the dude in charge getting corrupted by Augmetech. Augmetech? Oh, God. The thing is, they're everywhere. They're in your contact lenses. They're in your glasses. They're everywhere, this technology. It is everywhere. You cannot escape it. That's kind of like Big Brother. That's a little unnerving, I think. I don't think I want, we're already at that point. I have an Amazon Echo up there, and I'm just like, how much are you recording when I just talk to myself? Or make jokes with my husband. It's a little unnerving to think that every bit of our lives is being cataloged and recorded, and we know about it, but we also we're aware of it, but we're also unaware of it. I mean, I forget Alex is there half the time. I forget my Google Home Mini is there. You know, you just kind of say things and it's recorded. It's creepy when you think about it. No privacy. Ever. Ever again. Half the time I'm tempted to just take a piece of tape and cover my laptop webcam. Yeah, no, I am. For real. It's just we are so technologically based as a society. We're just hooked up. You know what I mean? And I think my camera is messed up. It's okay. But that's kind of what this novel is about. Like how much technology in your life is good, and when you realize the people running the technology are the ones committing the murder, like if they can control everything, they can get away with anything, including murder. Multiple times. And Drumler, he's the only one who's suspicious about it. And I think that that's a really good premise. I just didn't like him. He was annoying. He's a sexist, misogynistic pig. And I did not like him. It's very hard to find anything redeemable about him with the story. And I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but I don't really find anything redeemable about him. He's intelligent, for sure. I do like how aware he is of how much technology is just existing nowadays, but I can't stand it. And then there are some bits in here you're just like, what's real and what isn't real? Like, I kind of like that, but then I kind of didn't, because I'm like, okay, is what I'm reading up to this point even happening? Or is it just part of a virtual reality existence of some dude who forgot to just live his life and died? Like, you're just like, what is going on? And then the ending happens and you're like, what is happening? You're like, what? I read all of this for that? It kind of upset me. I'm all for tragic endings, but it's like, come on, we went through all that and the bad guys are gonna win. What? Come on, man. So, but then again, I'm just like, but wait, is this even really happening? Or is this just a virtual reality game? You know, you're just questioning it. You're just like, what's going on? So, I mean, you know, those would be the pros and the cons of it. I just really didn't like Drumler. I think he's my biggest con, and he's the main protagonist, and I just wanted to smack him a lot because he's a sexist, misogynistic pig. Not a fan. I'm just not. It does have really cool sci-fi themes to it, though. I just can't get past him. And there were also some pacing issues halfway through, like the last half of the book, I want to say. There's a lot of pacing issues to the story. Again, when that revelation of like the virtual reality world comes out, you're just like, wait, so is everything that just happened really real, or was this just, you're just kind of like caught in this never-ending circle of questioning what is real and what is not real. It's a good thing on the one hand because it really makes you think about the novel and all those little pieces of information, but then on the other hand you're just like, okay, so then why am I bothered, why am I reading this then if it's not real? Who cares? You know? So yeah, I get it. It's a book. It's not real to begin with, but when you're reading a story, you want to know if the story is real to the characters or not. I think we need something to attach ourselves to when we're reading, you know, like good characterization, a good plot, a good premise, interesting premise. I know I said premise twice. I get it. I understand. So you're just kind of like left like in limbo. You're just like, if it's not real, why should you bother caring about the characters and their situation? You know what I mean? That's the tricky part. That is the part that kind of gets you. And that's the part I don't like. Because if it's not real, then everything that's happening to him doesn't really matter. It just is. He can continue to exist as a misogynist, a sexist pig. But, you know, it's just, the pacing just gets really choppy near the end as he's just kind of unraveling everything around him. It just starts to just scene description kind of starts to falter. You're just kind of moving at super speed through the story, but there's really no like good distinction of where are you, what is happening, what is going on. And so you kind of lose yourself. But not in going. You're just left with like a confusion, like, should I even bother caring about these characters right now? Is it even real? It's a lot. And I don't think any woman reading this is gonna like Drumler. I think this is really just a book for dudes. Can I say that? I mean, half the time I just want to smack him, but I think dudes will probably like this book more than me, just because I'm a woman and I really hate misogynistic, sexist pigs. So I think there's also that. So if you're a man, I think you'll dig this book. Really cool sci-fi themes to it. If you're a woman, you probably won't so much. So once again, this was Auxiliary London 2039. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 3 stars because it does have merit. Like I said, you know, it does have an interesting premise. And like I said, I didn't like Drumler for the reasons I've already said 1,000 times. You might not be bothered by it. If you're a dude, I don't think you'll be bothered by it so much. You might actually find it humorous. Because I think if I were a dude, I would find the way he thinks and acts humorous. Like, not so ha-ha, but this is great, but ha-ha, you're an idiot. That's how I think I would read it if I were a dude. So I think if I were a dude, I'd enjoy it much more than as a chick. So, there's that. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, I will include a link to purchase off of bookshop.org. Please buy off of bookshop.org because a percentage of all proceeds do go to supporting local booksellers. If money's tight, please check out the book from your local library. They can give you ebooks, they can give you audiobooks, they can give you physical copies. And I hope you all will continue to support me by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. As always, happy reading.